And good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 in season 1 of the Elevated Minds podcast. I'm your host, Sora, and with me today, as usual, I have Black Metal 92.
You, what the lick read? Pull up in a 6 speed. You know what I'm talking
We got Sinful Sloth in the building. What up, Sin?
Hey yo, what's really good, everybody? How you doing today? How you doing? I hope everyone's doing great out there all around the world.
And for the first time, new into the show, he's always in the Discord, though, Davis Riverrat. What's up, Davis?
Yo, what's going on? Hope everyone's doing good today.
So, Davis, with this being your first time in the show, how about you do a little introduction? Tell everybody about yourself.
My name's Davis. I work as a mechanic and work on a carnival, going around making everybody laugh during the summer. Like to have fun, play games, chill out with the homies,
And talk a whole lot of shit.
and talk a lot of shit.
Talk a whole lot of shit. Hey, Davis, don't forget to tell everybody your family own that carnival, dog.
Yes, my family does own that carnival. It's family generations. Right now.
Generations is crazy. That boy, he said generational wealth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right,
I,
so today's podcast, right? I don't want to get too deep. You ain't got to tell everybody your life story, Davis. Just give them a little bit about yourself, all right? So today's podcast, we're going to be talking about a game, one game in particular, a game that all of us in the Discord have been playing since release, Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see gameplay on the sideline. If you're listening, then every once in a while you might hear some gameplay going off. Right? Don't mind that. That's just Sin, who just started playing the game today. So what we're not going to do while we're giving our reviews, guys, is give spoilers. All right? Try your best to hold the spoilers in. I know some of y'all Black have a hard time holding in spoilers. All right?
Bar. That's a bar.
That man
I
said
be
no
trying.
names and immediately Takashi 69 him.
Are you trying?
So, first off, I want to know how you guys are enjoying the game, Black and Davis in particular, because I know that the two of you, along with me, have played a decent 25 plus hours in the game.
25.
Let's start with Black because you're on the top of the list. How do you feel about the game so far?
All right, so for me, I was a huge fan of the first one. I remember when it came out, what was it, 2012, 2011, 2012 when it came out. And I remember not really giving it a chance. Like I really didn't understand it. It reminded me of like a Dark Souls mixed with Shadow of the Colossus. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like game doesn't really give you any guidance, so I kind of put it down. And I remember just being bored and looking at the game like, damn, I did buy this game and I never like really gave it a chance. And then I picked up the first one and couldn't put it down. This one, Dragon's Dogma 2, uh the sequel, I guess you could say. In my mind, undoubtedly this year is gonna be it should be game of the year. Um, it has some performance issues. Um,
Which we'll get into. I just wanted
yeah,
a general idea right now. We're gonna talk more.
yeah. For me, it's game of the year. For me personally, if I was if we was rating it on a zero being dog shit,
What would you
okay,
rate
we
it?
ain't gonna
We're
rate
gonna
it.
talk
We ain't
about it
gonna
more.
rate.
We're gonna talk
We ain't
about it
gonna
more.
rate it yet. It's fire though. Me personally, I ain't
Don't
put it
give me no
down yet.
rating yet.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for
I don't.
sure. I'm the
Yeah,
same way. I've since it came out, I've just nonstop been playing this game. If I'm in the house, I'm playing this game. When it
I got
released, I
86
was playing the
hours.
game, and that's
86 hours
ridiculous.
in this joint already, and
And Black
yeah,
is actively playing right now as we speak.
yeah, 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 I am for
I can't.
sure.
I got things to do. I got to work right now. Uh, Davis, what are your thoughts on the game? General thoughts.
So, general thoughts. This is my first time playing Dragon Dogma. I never played the first one, sadly, but I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I didn't expect myself to get into this kind of game because I'm not that big into third persons with like pawn type stuff. But once seeing some gameplay of it, I enjoyed it. It's just a little complicated at some parts, but that's how all games are going to be.
Yeah, I can understand that. At least that's how I feel about the Dark Souls and Elden Rings. I feel like there's certain sections of the game I'm like, why is this so difficult? Like not like the game itself is hard. It's like, but why is this so difficult to get around? Like, this is stupid to me. I feel that.
Or you're in a part and it seems hard, but it's easy to do, but you make it a lot harder than it's supposed to be.
It needs to be. Yeah, you go see somebody, you're like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I do that?
Yes.
Nah, I feel that. Sin, you're still currently in the character creator. How are you liking the character creator so far?
Character customization is crazy. I thought, like, at first I was like, oh, they're gonna let you just kind of like pick between presets and whatnot, but man, I have been able to detail my character down to the wrinkles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great. It's great. You can move tattoos around where you want them. You could the hairstyles. It's like they could use a couple more hairstyles. You know, I'm not gonna lie, but the ones that are there are pretty dope. They so far they're matching like the look and feel of what I've seen in the preview. So I'm looking to really make my character look like a cool kind of like you know, not really like a hero, but like more of an anti-hero. So I'm kind of going for that vibe. But I'm kind of looking like a lion here. You never know. He's gonna maybe help you up, maybe he'll cut your throat. I don't know. But I'm liking it.
I forgot what anime character that was that had the like lion hair. Was that?
Yeah, it looks like Baki's father, to be honest.
Because he kind of looks like he's reminded me of an anime character. I just can't think of who it is. All right. So speaking of character customization, Black, Davis, and I have all also gone through the character customization because we've all spent hours and hours and hours in the game already. Hours. So let's go back to Black. And what did you think about the character creator when you were making your character and your pawn?
You know me now. You know I'm a sucker for games that allow you to basically create like anything you want. And I would probably say one of the better character creations I've played in I'd say like the last 5-10 years of games. One of the best character customizations I've been in. I loved it. You know what I mean? I loved everything about it. I can see where since coming from with the hairstyles, but they had about 50 different hairstyles, but some of them kind of like favor a little bit, but in my opinion, they covered every ethnicity of type of hair, facial features, all the way down to the iris of eye colors, wrinkles, scars, tattoos, hair on the body, height, weight, arm size, like every little thing is intricate. You know what I mean? So you can even change the lighting while you're creating your character to see how the light looks on your character at a certain place. So
different lights,
yeah, it was super to me, super fire. It's super fire. The only thing I would say, maybe add another race of people, maybe you know, have it's not a spoiler. Elves, you know what I mean, or like different races that you could choose from, because in this one is two. I wish it was, you know, maybe like 4, you know what I mean? 4 or 5 maybe, you know. Other than that, fire. Go ahead. Yeah, that's me. That's it. That's my little spiel.
Davis, what did you think when you were creating your character?
I enjoyed it. It was very like a long sit down to decide what I wanted on my character. The tattoos, the hairstyle, the eyes, and with customization, you can also decide how much weight your character is holding. So that also played a big part into it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Other than that, I enjoyed it. Like Tao did say though, I do wish that they added maybe a couple more races, like the elves, or maybe like a turned dragon.
That boy gonna say dragon. I knew it.
Yeah. Dragonborn, you know you want to be at this man.
Let me make a reptile.
It's like
reptilian.
because with the I don't know if it's spoiler or not, but the plague, um, maybe the transformation didn't work with them, and
Mm,
they're trying to go against the dragon from transforming.
I like that. I like that. I didn't even think of that.
Hmm.
I was thinking, uh, not necessarily in terms of storyline, just basically in like a world like this, in worlds like this, when you have demi humans, like there's already Beastren walking around, so why
Hmm.
wouldn't there be, a reptilian like humanoid? You know what I mean?
Right.
It would just make sense to me. So I understand where both of you are coming from on that front. I also understand, like maybe let me make a a half elf, half human or something. Like I get that. That all
Hmm.
makes sense to me. Um, the one thing that I really enjoyed that uh, Black didn't mention is the fact that they actually let us create our characters a week or two before the game released, because
Damn. Right.
Capcom understood. They knew exactly what they were doing. This character creation is fantastic, and you're gonna spend at least an hour, 2 hours in it. So
Yes.
let's
Yes.
give it to you before we release the game, so that when the game drops, you can just jump right into playing. I thought that was a
Hmm.
fantastic idea, and I definitely spent about 2 hours just in character creation
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was just for my main character, not even my pawn. That was just me. I still had
Right.
to make
Yeah.
another character at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Forgot all about that. You're right.
Right.
You're right about that.
So we got sent past the character creation screen. He's actually walking around now, and he's in his menu doing his settings. That is what it is. So what we can actually move on to is graphical fidelity. Right. So what did you guys think of the look of the game? We can start with
Uh,
Black.
yeah. So for me, graphically, I don't know what some of these people that were doing reviews or like, like little um, post about the graphics, could be a little bit better here. I don't know what people talking about. The graphic fidelity is fire. Or like it's
Did you hear
super
his voice?
fire.
He had to exhale with the fire.
Fire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more, it looks way like it looks great already looking at it. You see what I'm saying? Like looking at somebody on YouTube at a 1080p. But when you sit it in front of your face, duh. I don't know what people was talking about. To me, the graphics fire, for this size of a game and just all the shit that's going on. Graphic fidelity to me is fire. And I like the way that you can adjust the settings. You know what I mean? Like perfectly to how you like me, I got that thing on me. So, I like to max everything out, you know what I'm saying? Push it to the limits,
Yeah,
you
on
know?
PC you have
So
the option. I don't know if it's on console where you can adjust it from low, medium, high graphic settings. I don't know if that's on console, but at least for us that play on PC, that's an option.
yeah, yeah, you know.
I would
So for
assume
me,
it's on console. It's 2024. Didn't they do that with like Ghost of
yeah,
Tsushima and
yeah,
games like
Yes.
that?
Ghost
Like,
Yes.
and Last of Us Part 2, yeah, they did
yeah.
that.
Yep.
The only
So
So
that
problem, the
shouldn't.
only problem I see with that on console, they lock that 30 FPS and all that. You know,
mhm.
I feel bad. I really feel bad, and I don't. And this is another thing I want to say about the graphic fidelity and them locking it at 30 FPS. The problem is not the game. Sometimes it is the game and not being optimized all the way, but you have to understand PlayStation and Xbox, right? PS5 and whatever the new Xbox is. I keep forgetting the name. They are not optimized to be running them type of games like people think. That's why certain games come out lock that 30 FPS, lock that 60 FPS maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they overhype the consoles and say, "Oh, they can keep up with a PC." Not in your sweetest dreams would a console ever keep up with a PC. It never has. It never will. You know what I'm saying? Like really, it never has and it never will. I can you could take the components from 4 PlayStation 5s, put it together in a computer format and it still would not compete with a let's say, a upper tier PC. You know what I mean? So uh people have to understand that it's about your hardware a lot of the times. It's not about, sometimes it's about coding, but a lot of times it's about that hardware. If your hardware can't do it, don't complain, oh, graphically I can't keep up and I'm stuttering and well, you're on console. You know what I mean? Like, you're on console, you're gonna be locked out of
I'm
certain things.
stuttering.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I have, there's a graphics, or I could get a a 1080 Ti, right? A 1080 Ti. You know how old a 1080 Ti is? Put it with a decent, maybe like a Ryzen 7, you know
I
what I'm
don't know
saying?
anybody with a
1080
1080
Ti.
Ti right now.
Right. And I could probably run this game, low settings. It won't look graphically as good as a console, but I guarantee I get more frames. I guarantee I have a more stable gameplay. And how old is a 1080 Ti? It's old enough.
That's old.
Old enough. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I gotta go ahead and make that switch. If you got the money, go ahead and make that switch. If you just wanna, parlay, kick it here and there, and you don't really care about all that, stay on console. But just know, when games like this come out, you're not gonna be able to enjoy it to the max capacity of what you see streamers do, or gamers that are gaming on a regular. You just won't be able to keep up.
That boy Black turned this into get rid of your console and buy a PC.
Oh,
Hey,
God, please,
hey
God.
Davis,
Yeah.
we'll move on to you. What do
So
you think of the graphical fidelity of the game?
I love the graphics on it. Granted, I play on a lower settings for the graphics because my computer's not that good, but it still looks amazing. The colors, the shades, the
That's
trees, everything
actually
in it.
that's actually a perfect example, because we know Black plays on high. So with you saying you play
Yeah,
on low, we have
yeah.
two different aspects here.
I play on low-ish, sometimes mediums. All my settings are customized, so it optimizes it for me with FPS, with uh, as well as frames. So
How you think it'll look on that PlayStation?
on the
Here we go.
PlayStation,
It'll look good, but
like you said, the consoles aren't optimized for it. So even if it's not gonna run the best graphics on it, it's still gonna run decent. But you may have stuttering. Your game might crash because of how
Game
good the
might crash is
graphics
crazy.
are.
Well, I mean, games crash all the time on console. We get that. Remember when we played on consoles? Every once in a while, you get that blue screen, and it's like,
Yeah,
error or whatever. And you'd be like,
yeah,
That happens all the time on console. And since I switched to PC, I've gotten like game crashes, but not many. I think
No, I've had a
just a
couple
couple.
crashes as well, but not that many.
Yeah, just a couple. Me personally, I think that the graphics are great at times, but at times they're bad.
Yeah,
I'll give you
it's
an
like
example.
the scene.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. The cutscenes are fantastic, and certain areas, certain views in the game look amazing. However, there are times when the way to fast travel in the game, you have to use a thing called a fairy stone. You take a fairy stone, you pull it out, you hit use, you pick where you want to go, and it fast travels you there, right? There are times when I fast travel in the game, when I load into wherever I fast travel into. It's only happened to me like twice, but the area that I load into will be, all of the buildings will be like blocks. Everything's blocks, like the game hasn't fully rendered, and then like it'll take maybe about, most I'll say it'll take is like 5 seconds. I'll start walking around and everything will still be like mushy or blocks or whatever, and then everything just picks up and goes back to normal. I would have rathered the game actually fully load the area, like just keep me in the loading screen a little bit longer, and then load me into wherever I fast travel to. You know what I mean? I don't need to see that. Like, I understand it happens. That's cool. I get that. The game is the area is still loading. Don't show me that, because that fucks up my immersion. You know what I mean?
right.
But besides, like, every once in a while when that happens, the game looks great to me. Sin.
Yo.
You're finally playing the game. You're finally walking around with your character. You get to see what the game visually looks like in your hands, in your eyes. What do you think so far?
So far, I am liking a lot of visuals. Um, really only just seems like I escaped from some sort of slave camp of some kind. But hey, I'm approaching this from okay, so I have no history of Dragon's Dogma. I even didn't even get to play part one, even though it was on sale on Steam for like quite a while now.
It was $6 on Steam, wasn't it, or
It
$4
was
on Steam?
super good price. It was bargain bin price.
Tried to
But
tell you.
but now that I'm going into it, that I think that I actually am kind of happy I didn't, because now it's completely all fresh, new to me. I don't have an understanding of the UI. I don't have I'm complete noobed. All right, I am.
Right, you don't have, and you would have played it recently, so you would have gone immediately into two, thinking the controls and everything from one were
Yep.
were moved, and they're not.
So,
the controls really aren't the same, so that would have thrown you off. I get that.
Same
loving it
layout,
so far,
different
though.
configuration.
Loved it so far. I have no complaints. I just fought my first creature, and it was really cool. I kind of like how you can climb on things, you know.
Mm.
That's always been a thing with games that kind of irked me, was that it almost always feels like the character and the monster never actually collide. Like there's collision, right, in the graphics, but you don't really get to interact. This, how you can climb on a creature and actually start attacking it while you're on its back and stuff like that. That's really cool to me. I really like that little feature.
Mm.
Yeah, I always
Now,
like
if
that.
the story is as good as the gameplay so far, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna love this. Enjoy it.
Mm.
So my next topic is actually gonna kind of go off of what Sin just said. We're gonna talk about the combat mechanics, the gameplay mechanics. Black, we're gonna start with you first. What do you think so far of the way that the game plays and the way that you actively fight and move around the world?
Let me tell you something. All right. We
Here we go.
Let me tell you something.
let me tell you something real quick. Come here. Let me whisper. Come here. Come here. All right. So.
Oh, I see what you did. He pulled the Jordan on me.
Yeah.
Come here.
Come here real quick. But for me, okay. Pros. The combat, the button layout, the way that you actually fight monsters or enemies in the game, and to me, amazing. One gripe that I have is that if you're fighting a monster or something and you're on it and say it collides with a wall, it kind of moves your character on that body part, which is realistic, but it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm on his head and I slice the head and he falls down and all that shit, why the fuck am I getting yeeted 70 meters away? Or if he hits a wall, now I'm on his ass cheek. Look, cut it out. All right. I don't mind getting slid over a little bit, but that annoys me. But I understand how the physics work in the game, and it's like a bittersweet thing because it's right. You know what I'm saying? It's actually right. But it bothers me so fucking much. You know what I mean? But it's right though. It's actually right. It's how it's supposed to be. What I don't like is the travel mechanics. Meaning, I don't like the way that if something's on a decline, like a slight decline, you just start fucking sliding. It pisses me off, especially when you're trying to climb or mount something. You fucking start sliding and it'll throw you off, like especially if you're running from something or if you're trying to get to a chest or sneak up on something and you're trying to like maybe climb up a cliff that has a slight decline. Depending on what type of, maybe it's something that's built into the game and I don't know. Like if it's grass and it's on a decline, you slide. I just kind of noticed it with all declining things. When you try to climb it, you have a serious problem with that. Your character turns the fuck around and just starts fucking snowboarding. Stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Stop that shit. I don't want to ski off the mountain cliff. If I'm climbing, I see a damn chest. Don't make me ski, or at least give me the same way you can grab monsters. Allow me to grab rock cliffs that's like that, unless it's like an icy rock cliff or something like that. I can understand. But if it's fucking dry rock or even grassy rock with a slight slope, at least give me the option to grab on to it the same way you let me grab onto the monster. But as far as combat goes, to me, that's what separates Dragon's Dogma from any game. Is the combat style, is the way that you interact with monsters and boss fights and stuff like that. And I feel like they did it much better in the second one than the first. But where I feel like the first did better than the second one is the terrain travel, like just being able to climb up on houses, run across shit that's at a decline angle. You know what I mean? Like you're able to catch yourself.
They made it
You know
video
what I mean?
gamey in the first one, and it made it a bit more realistic in the second one.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
think
then
they made it a little too realistic, because you are
too
right. Like
real.
now that I'm thinking about it, like if any house has like a decline on it, they just instantly make you slide down. But even in real life, if a house had a declined roof, I could still walk on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Make me bend my legs a little bit, or
Yeah,
like
you just
make
bend
me
your
tilt.
leg a little.
You know what I'm saying? The same way they do on the monster. You know what I'm saying? Like you tilt, you can grab with one hand, you can fucking stab a dagger into it and fucking hold on. You know what I mean? Like make it, if you're gonna use that mechanic with the monster, do the same thing with the terrain. You know what I mean? Make a piece of the shingle fall off, and that's how you slide off. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, that would be all right. It's annoying, but that would be more understandable in the frustration than me just fucking sliding down every goddamn thing like it's a goddamn ski competition and shit. Yeah, that's what I got for it. Love the combat, amazing, dog. Yeah, amazing.
Davis, what do you think so far of the game's combat and gameplay mechanics?
Gameplay mechanics, I enjoy them. It's a lot of running and walking around, going around places, trying to seek anything out. The only thing I wish was a little bit fixed was if, like Tao said with the climbing, is if I'm trying to jump to something, I know it's going to it should mantle the character, but it doesn't. I wish you could actually be able to grab onto the corner and hop yourself up, but otherwise, gameplay mechanics is good. Fighting wise, I enjoy the fighting. I love the button layout on it. The only thing I wish that was somewhat like a little bit delayed was staggering on yourself. It's like I'm trying to get up or something and I'm just constantly pinned down on the ground. I can't move. I can't do anything. It's like, give me a break. Give me like a chance to recover or something. Like I understand you're all pelting me, but like at least let me get up.
Right.
I understand that. That was actually one of the things I was gonna say. I'll get more into it, but continue.
Oh, that's it.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah, that's really all I got.
Yeah, let's dive into that shit. Yeah.
We all kind of agree, but yeah, I want to talk about first, because you already brought it up, Davis. During combat, if say there's multiple enemies around, and they all hit you at once, or not even all hit you at once, any hit that your character takes, your character either instantly staggers, stumbles, or falls to the ground. All right. However, if you hit an enemy, not every enemy you hit staggers, stumbles, or fall to the ground. You can hit them and they'll keep charging at you. So that I think that should have been fixed. Maybe they can still fix it. Actually, there's a patch coming out this week on the game. We'll talk about that after we finish the whole review section. There is a patch coming out on the game. But yeah, I also think that the traversal mechanics could be fixed, but for a different reason. I'm gonna kind of go off of what you guys said, but I'm gonna bring up two things. Number one, there are different abilities in the game that would have the ability to circumvent you falling to your death. All right, I'm not gonna say exactly what abilities or how, but there are abilities in the game that have the potential to prevent you from falling to your death. However, when you jump off of a cliff or something, your character does this fucking belly flop, and it prevents you from, using any of your abilities. Like once you're falling, you're falling. Like that's it. Yeah. Like you can't do anything. So the game kind of makes it to where if you're not a mage with the levitate ability, don't jump off a cliff. Like that's kind of what the game says. Right. And I think they should fix that. Uh, I believe the combat is fucking mint. Like honestly, when I'm fighting, when I'm actually actively attacking and I'm fighting whatever I'm fighting, if you know Dragon's Dogma, you know that there's griffins, there's chimeras, there's all of these huge creatures in the game, and when I'm fighting, fighting is mint. I can climb whatever I want to climb on the character, or on the monster. When I'm fighting a specific monster, I can look at the monster, even with regular human knowledge, human brain knowledge that I have. I can look at a monster and say, this thing flies. Maybe I should shoot him in the fucking wing, and shoot him in the wing so he can stop flying. And now the bitch is on the ground. You're not flying no more. You're in my land. You're in my territory. Now I can eat your ass. You know what I mean? And that's a whole thing. Like if you can think about it, it's probably an actual mechanic that will help you when you're fighting certain things like the Chimera. Chimera has like what, 3 or 4, I think it's 3 heads or 3 different parts to it, right?
Yeah.
You can literally take apart. You don't have to just keep hitting the Chimera in the head, the original head to kill it. You can aim at the different parts of the Chimera and take those parts out first. I like that they actually added that to where it's not just one singular being that you just have to keep attacking until it dies. You can actually pluck away at certain parts of it, so it can stop using all of its attacks and its defense slows down because you took out certain parts of the enemy body. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like that for the smaller enemies too. They got the little small enemies. You can cut off their tail so they can stop using their tail to hit you or whatever. That's I like that.
Right.
When it comes to traversal, I'm gonna go back to traversal. Here's what I think is kind of messed up. When walking up, I don't want to say mountains, but if you're walking up a hill, I don't like how slow your character moves. Your character moves boorishly slow when going up like a steep hill or mountain. Instead of them doing the regular video game jog or whatever, it turns into a very slow like walk, and it slows down gameplay, and it makes travel longer. And travel is already long in the game. And it makes travel, because the map is huge. There's fast travels, yes, but there aren't very many fast travels in the game, and everyone knows that. They announced that before the game released. They said there's not a lot of fast travel, so if you're walking around, be careful out there. They said all of that. Not a secret. So because there aren't a lot of fast travels, why am I walking so slow?
Right.
And also, depending on whether you're walking up a hill or down a hill, you lose more or less stamina. Like if you're running up a hill, you lose significantly more stamina faster than you would if you were going down a hill. That kind of makes sense, but at the same time, damn, bro, calm down. You know what I mean?
It uses a lot of stamina.
It's the amount. I think it's the amount and the pace that you move when you're going up. And then when you go down, it's like you're still running regular speed. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like you're trying to lean back. Like your character's kind of leaned back running down. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, tilt that head down, roll your ass down that hill like Sonic or some shit. You know what I mean? Then I'll be more okay with it. Give me Usain Bolt speed downhill, and then, you know what I'm saying, Barney the dinosaur uphill. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think I like that idea. If the character actually moved faster when going downhill, then I wouldn't complain about how slow the character moves when going uphill. I like that.
He moves at the same speed going down.
Exactly, it's the same speed. I agree. I like that idea. I do like that idea.
Then I'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be okay with it because it shows, okay, y'all really cared about the realism in the shit. You know what I mean? Because if I'm running downhill and I'm running from a goddamn goblin, trust and believe me, I'm hauling ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm hauling ass. I'm not fucking jogging, light jogging, looking back, breathing all hard. No, fuck that. I'm going to run out of stamina, dive into the water like I'm out of there. You kidding me? You know what I'm saying? So stop playing. You know what I mean? Give me my shit. All right. But no, I did want to caveat back to before I lose the point.
Mm-hmm.
Can we speak on the vocations? It's not.
You can
really...
you can talk about the vocations because they're not hidden. Don't speak on how to obtain vocations.
Okay, I will never speak on that. But So when we talked about the stun locking, right?
Mhm.
And you get stun locked by characters, meaning like if you're running through a forest and there's shit hiding, and then it's like 7 motherfuckers just spear attack you, and you're just bink, 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 getting hit on the ground, right? There's
Yeah,
certain
that's what, yeah, when I was
vocations,
talking about staggering, getting jumped and shit. Yeah.
right? There's certain vocations, right, where, and that's the same, even the same thing with falling off the ledge, right? Like you said, a mage can counteract that, and a fighter can counteract that. No matter how high you fall, you could kind of, do your little
Oh
thing
yeah,
into
the shield
yeah,
thing.
the
Yeah,
shield
yeah,
thing. You could do certain things, but only those two vocations have it. And it's
Yep.
the same thing with the stun lock. When you get stun lock, there's literally only uh one vocation that can get you out of that stun lock, and that's the fighter. Whereas don't get me wrong, I like how you can get out of. I do like how vocations are different, right? You have your strengths and weaknesses for each vocation. That I understand, right? And I can even understand being stun locked with certain vocations, but my problem is I feel each vocation should have an escape route. You know what I mean? Like there should be a button when you're on the ground. There's times where I've been knocked down on the ground. Like say that happens, I get jumped with 7
oh
spears.
yeah, that
I'm
dash
just
thing.
on the fucking
Yeah,
ground,
I know
dog.
what you're
For
talking
Yeah.
like
about.
not just 3 seconds. That shit is like 8 seconds, dog.
Yeah, your
9, 10
character
seconds.
your character will get
And you
knocked
gotta
down on the ground, and you
Bro,
sitting there tapping the dash button. So your
tapping
character's
that
just
shit.
crawling. You like
Just
get the fuck
crawling.
up.
And I
Why
could
are
be
you
full. I could
crawling?
be full fucking stamina too. That's the
Yeah.
bad part. Like I could be
And then
full stamina and just be knocked out on the ground. I'm not asleep. I'm not debilitated with any type of disease or illness or nothing like that. I just got hit hard and I'm on the ground, dog. Just like there, bro. When they rattle the ground, and I hate that shit too. Every fucking time a monster fucking stomps and I'm in proximity, like they didn't hit me with the attack, but they just rattled the ground. And then
Hmm.
like I can understand shaking and like, oh shit, but like shaking and then falling to the ground and doing that fucking animation, and I gotta call my fucking pawn to pick me up. That's on a fucking ogre's neck. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's like
yeah.
it's that shit.
yes.
I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me an ability. Like, even if you give me like I'm stunned, like right, I put myself in a position where I wasn't paying attention. Cool. But when I'm on the ground, give me an ability. I give an example. If I'm playing thief, right? Or someone that's like low defense, high offense, right? Give me a smoke ability. Like when I get on the ground, I'm prone, no one can help me. I call for help, they can't help me. Give me a R1 ability on the ground, the same way you give it when I'm mounted. You see what I'm saying? To where I can proc smoke or, you know what I mean, possibly roll or something. Don't make me lay on the ground and reach out and hold my chest when I got 3/4 of my health full, all my stamina. You know what I'm saying? If I'm low on health and stamina, cool. But if I got fucking 3/4 of health or half health and I got full stamina, let me hit R1 and triangle to roll or fucking, get up on one leg or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking just keep me there on the ground and then people just keep continuing to beat my ass. And I gotta go in my inventory and pop a heal, and then I come out of that and I get slapped again, and I'm still stuck on the ground and I'm almost dead. I gotta fucking heal, and I come out the menu, I get stomped again,
Hey,
and I gotta fucking heal.
Black. Hey, Black. Hey, Black. Hey, your PTSD is coming out. Calm down.
And then the boss comes, throws you across the area.
Calm
Right.
down.
How many times does that happen to all of
So
us though? Like
many,
real
Oh,
shit.
it's
many.
happened. It's happened a lot. Yeah, it's happened.
Like
a
real
lot.
shit. You'll
lot,
run into a
yes.
dragon like, all right, fuck it. I'ma fight it. You go out there and fight that motherfucker, go in the air. He lands down. You're nowhere near him. He screams. Oh, you shake, you fall to the ground. That bitch jump in the air.
Mhm.
8 seconds in the air. Soon as you stand up, that bitch drop down on your head.
Yep.
Oh,
Then you're on the
saw me
ground
do it
again.
yesterday. You saw me
Yeah.
fighting that dragon last night. It happened.
Yeah.
And his
And then-
roar,
And then he
takes all
fucking
the
roars,
stamina.
and you're stuck on the ground
Yes.
again. And guess what your pawns do? Sit there and look at you.
Yeah.
Just look at you.
Or what happened to me at the beginning, my first dragon fight, when the dragon knocked me down. My pawn was like, "I'm coming to rescue you, Arisen," and now the pawn's on top of me. But guess what? The dragon's still roaring and attacking me. So now me and my pawn are in the same area for this dragon to use his dragon's breath and nuke
Right.
both of us. Now we
just
both
nuke
on the ground. Like,
But there is
Like
another
a
one
fool
that
with
is
your
annoying.
pants on the ground. Go ahead.
There is another one that's annoying, and that's the wolves grabbing you and running away with
Oh
you.
my god, bro.
So here's my thing. Here's
Yo.
the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna speak on that. I think, but simply because this game, you have to remember, this game was made in Japan. I
Yes.
think that is fucking hilarious. I think
Oh,
it's
I'm
hilarious
not gonna
that the
deny it.
I
Yeah.
think it's hilarious that the wolves can pick you up. They can literally grab your entire body and run off with you. I like how you could be fighting on a cliffside and you could fight harpies, and the harpies will say, "You know what? Fuck you," and just grab you, pick you up, and throw you off the cliff. That is
Yeah,
hilarious to
last
me, bro.
night.
I'm
That is
cool with it.
hilarious to me.
Real shit. I'm actually cool with that shit. My only fucking problem with that motherfucking shit, bitch, if I can climb a dragon and stab it in the heart and survive a fucking dragon grabbing me by my fucking neck and pulling my pants down and slamming me on the ground 8 times, and I can get up with my pants on my waist, why the fuck when a wolf grabs me in his fucking jaws, I can't pull out my dagger that I have equipped and stab it? If you gonna put me in your
Yeah,
mouth
I
and
can see
drag
that.
me off, I should be able to stab you, because you know what? In the first one, you could fucking do it. In the first one, you could fucking
Your
do it.
PTSD is showing.
Why the fuck?
Yo, your
Because I
PTSD is
literally
showing.
had a wolf, dog. I'm traumatized
Hey,
with the wolves.
hey,
I had
hey,
a
I'm
wolf
gonna
grab me.
let me finish. Let me finish my
Yo,
topic. Let me finish
Rub
what I
me
was
to a
saying.
fucking lair, dog.
I should
He
have never said anything. I should have
Bro.
never said anything. Let me
did
Put
finish
me in
what I
his
was
mouth.
saying here.
He drugged me to a fucking
my
lair,
Lord.
dog. It got me attacked by goblins, and then they jumped me. What the fuck is that? You took me in your mouth, did the dog thing with a dog toy, threw me into a fucking cave. I get jumped by goblins with armor. I get up, it's an ogre. He stomps me, and then they just jump me. Off level. Crazy.
All right. Let me finish. Let me
My bad.
finish. All
My
right.
bad.
Let me finish. Let me finish here. All right. Jeez.
I love it though. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I also, moving on. I'm still on me. I'm talking about the things that I like and dislike about the gameplay and the combat.
Mm-hmm.
So
My bad. I went on
my
a tangent.
next point is the NPC life death realism. All right. Every single NPC in the game has the ability to die, even NPCs that you have quest lines tied to. And if they die, then you cannot finish that quest line unless you find a way to revive them. I'm not going to talk about how to revive them or whatever. That's me doing extra shit. But I do like that you are not the only person in the game who can die. If and towns get attacked all the time by random monsters. You know, we've seen dragons attack towns mid gameplay. Like we'll just walk into the capital and there's a dragon in town, or we'll walk into the capital and goblins will show up. Yeah, it happens all the time. So if you don't defend them, they can die. If you don't defend the civilians and the NPCs inside of a town, they have the ability to die. And I like that. I do. But I also dislike it, and here's why I dislike it. I dislike it because if I believe that if an NPC dies that's tied to a quest line, they should at least tell you. They don't, like, nothing comes up on your screen. It's not like, you know, such and such has passed now. You can no longer continue this quest line or whatever. They don't say anything. And because you don't know whether this person is alive or dead, you could be walking around trying to do the quest and you can't find whoever the hell it is you need to talk to at all, and you don't know where they are. And at the time you could completely forget that NPCs have the ability to die in this game, and that there's, you know, a cemetery and a morgue that you can go to, and, you know, you can get these certain things to revive NPCs or whoever if whoever dies, right? And if you don't remember that that's a thing, you could just be stuck on a quest trying to figure out what the hell is going on forever.
2 days.
2 days, bro.
2 days. We were stuck
2 days.
2 days. Figuring out what the fuck is going on.
I'm like, yo, I have a quest and it's right here. I know it's right here. I see the yellow circle thing. I know they're supposed to be right here. There's a person I'm supposed to talk to. They're not here. Like, what am I doing wrong? Is there something I'm doing wrong? Do I have to speak to them at night? Does it have to be daytime? Does a certain thing have to happen for this whole thing to connect? No.
They're dead.
No, they're just dead. I didn't I didn't know that.
Or sometimes they be out of fucking town. Like, what the fuck? You know how many fucking NPCs that was supposed to be somewhere and I needed to talk to them for a quest or turn in a mission or some shit, and these motherfuckers that in West Bubba fuck taking a shot? Like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be the fuck over there in a town 30,000 miles away from here that I walked from here because I had to do something else, and then I got to turn in a shit over there. And then I remembered you were at the bar in the fucking town because I seen your name on the fucking interaction list with one of my pawns or some shit. And you way the fuck over here eating trinkets.
Eating trinkets is crazy.
That's wild.
Get your ass back where you're supposed to be.
Eating trinkets is crazy. But yeah, I like the realism. I like that NPCs can die, right? And there's escort missions and everything in the game too, where like, you know, somebody will meet you in one town and they'll walk up to you. Can you escort me to such and such town? And then during the escort, if you don't protect them, they can die, right? I like that. That's a great thing. And the people that are these NPCs that are asking you for escorts, they're also tied to other missions. So if they die, you probably can't do that other mission no more, right? So it's good. The realism is good, but I think that there should be something somewhere, like some kind of notification that tells you, you know, a significant NPC died or whatever, you know, like they should tell you instead
like
of just instead of it just happening. Yeah, instead of it just happening and, you know, never knowing what the fuck is going
right.
on. 2 days, bro.
2 fucking days.
So yeah, as you can see, I'm doing pros and cons. I'm not just, you know, saying the game is fantastic or just bashing the game outright. The fast travel, I do like how fairies, at least it feels like fairy stones are in abundance. There's no shortage of fairy stones. As long as you know where to look, you can get fairy stones, find them. Right? Yeah. So I do like that as long as you have fairy stones, you can fast travel, right? Right. I don't like how little I don't want to say port crystals. What's the other thing called?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it port crystal? Yeah. I don't like how little port crystals there are in the game. That's what I don't like. I believe there should be more port crystals because I know for sure there's one in the capital city and then there's one in like one of the smaller towns, and it's just those two. Besides those two like big planted ones, you need the portable crystal. You have to have the portable crystals put down wherever you want to, you know, in set locations that you want to be able to fast travel back to at any point in time. I think if it's a major, I don't want to say every major city, but yeah, every major city should have one of those, you know, port crystal things in it so that you can just fast. You shouldn't have to use the portable port crystal all the time. I feel like the portable port crystal should only be used for the small towns or if there's a significant location somewhere on the map that you want to get back to, like you know, a certain cave or a certain mountain, and you don't want to have to, you know, climb the mountain over and over and over again because there's a specific enemy at the top of the mountain that you know you're trying to get something from or you need materials from to upgrade weapons or whatever. So instead of climbing up the mountain every single, you know, 2 in-game days or something, you just plop a port crystal up there, you know, and then you're there, right? I feel like that's what the portable crystal should be for. I think that's it for me. Anybody else got anything for gameplay? Oh, Sid, you haven't fully played the game because you're creating a pawn now. We told you was gonna spend a lot of time in character creation. Told you.
Black warned me about this. He was like, "Yeah, you think you'll be in there playing today?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in there playing today." He's like, "Nah, you're gonna be creating character.
You're gonna be in character creation." Yeah. But you did one little. You picked thief. I see you picked thief.
Yeah.
And you only have basic skills. You don't have, you know, the increased vocation experience and the special, what do they call them? The Meister skills, Meister teachings. You don't have the Meister teachings yet, right? So it's just basic skills. But what did you think of the little fight you had and, you know, the way you walk around?
Don't mind my pawn either. You know, I'm trying to create the
Dummy mommy.
perfect
I know what
dummy
you're trying
mommy
to
over
do.
here.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
So as I was about to get into, yeah, the fighting so far, I like it. It feels to me, at least as a thief, I haven't played the other classes obviously, but it feels like it's very fluidic.
Yes.
You kind of like your attacks the way so far, like using the twin fang attack and the power attack. It kind of just feels like you. It's weird. It's like it's almost doing a little bit of the control for you in the sense like so far like the one dagger attack that kind of makes you dash forward, then dash again, and dash one final time. I
Yeah.
like how you can basically turn mid ability, so it almost looks like you're zigzagging, between enemies, and I think that I'm gonna use that as like an evasive tactic. But
Yep.
I really like that. I am I'm anxious to see what other skills the thief has because I've watched Davis and I've watched Black play this, and I think Davis is the thief class. Am I right, Davis?
Yes. Davis
I did
played.
play the
Well, he
thief. Yes.
played. You can
Yeah, he
change.
play.
You can
Okay, because
change
I've seen
your
him dual
the
wielding.
vocation. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can change your vocation whenever you
At any
feel like.
time.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
so I have seen him play with the dual wielding a bit, and his so far I really like some of his stats. Just one where he jumps in the air and spins like a
Mhm.
freaking like a fidget spinner. I really
Yeah.
like
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm anxious to see how I can put them together in different variations of combos. I think that's gonna be dope. But yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna go back to creating the perfect dummy mommy here. I'm trying to create
Yeah, yeah,
wifey. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Appreciate your input. There is one more thing that I want to mention for my gameplay thing that I forgot to mention. All right. I'm gonna give you pros and cons. Pros and cons here. Uh, Romancing in the game. All right. So there are, I believe, 2 or 3 characters in the game that you have an option to romance, and I think that's great. Having romance options in the game it kind of gives you uh, what Mass Effect and Dragon Age vibes. Like there's just people you do a quest line with them and you increase your, what do you call it? Increase your
Affinity.
affinity with them, and you have the ability to romance them. I think that's great. What I don't like about the romancing is at the end when you actually complete the romancing, like nothing happens.
Right. There's
so
no effect from
it,
it,
it
or
so
it
it,
follows you.
I don't know what the Wilhelmina line looks like, or what the other line looks like. I only know the one line that I've done so far. I mean, I'm thinking if I want to go back and do like the Wilhelmina line in the capital city and all that other stuff. But the line that I did finish, that I did complete at the end, it was like, that's it. That's it. I did all that, and that's it. I do. So I like that there's romance options. I don't like how they incorporated it into the game. I feel like they could have did better there. Am
I
I the
agree.
only one that did any of the romance options?
I did a romance option, but I didn't let it pan out all the way, just
Okay.
because I saw your romance, and I was like, I'm not about to waste no time with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done
Yeah.
one romance. I haven't done the other ones yet.
Yeah, there's a couple, and this is, I'm not trying to spoil the game. That's why I mean I did say one name I shouldn't have, but there's a couple romance options. If you know, then you know. If you don't, then hey,
Yeah.
figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had a romance option with someone that's not a part of the normal romance people you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little bit further. You know what I'm saying, in the game in certain aspects, and the person that I seen when I saw them was not what the fuck I expected. I'll say that. I was like, what the fuck? Wow.
Alright.
Okay, I didn't know it was that.
I am surprised that this lasted an hour. So real quick, what I want to do is, we've all given our opinions. I would ask about what you guys think about the story, but that would kind of go into spoiler territory, and I don't want to do that. It's
I'll
only
say
been
spoiler.
game's only out for a week. That's fine. So let's just do our final numbers here. If you guys could, if you're a professional journalist and you can rate the game out of 10, what would you give the game, Black?
Um,
Um,
if we're talking about the fan in me, like the fan in me of the game, I would give it a 9, probably a good 9. But the real me, say like an 8. Like the real me gives about an 8, 8.5, like an 8. You
so
know what I
between eight
mean?
and nine, between 8 and 9.
Yeah, between an 8 and a 9. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mention this, but I did want to mention this. My biggest gripe with this is literally besides the sliding down the fucking mountain shit. That's my biggest gripe for real. That shit is my biggest gripe. But my second biggest gripe is that goddamn mouths. I don't like the fucking mouths in this game. They're very detailed, but man, synchronize that shit.
Oh yeah, you mean with the words, the
Yeah.
mouth doesn't look like it's saying the words that are being said. I
Yeah.
got you.
They talking like they got crackers stuck to the roof of their mouth and shit. Like, come on, get your shit together now. You know what I'm saying? But that's it though. You know what I mean? That is, and the optimization. That's why I take a point, and the real me will take 2 points. But between an 8 and a 9, yeah.
Davis, what would you give the game if you could rate it out of 10?
For me, out of 10, I'd probably rate it out an 8. Granted, I
That's
love
two
the game.
eights.
I do love the game. It's a lot of fun. The only thing I wish is there are some mechanics they would fix, which
Right.
is the whole.
I feel like
the
I feel
stunning
like
and-
most
yeah.
games are like that. I think
Right.
just only a
If-
handful of games you could be like, oh my god, this is perfection. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
could optimize it a little bit better, I would rate it probably a 9, 9.5.
Yeah,
But right now I'm at an 8 with it.
yeah.
An 8.
I hope
All
this
right.
update fixes it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. So, me personally, all right, I believe that even with all of the yelling that I do about the game negatively, so I'm trying not to spoil anything, but Black and I have we've been in the Discord and we've yelled like, what the fuck, like shit's happened and we're like, yo, what's going on here? With
Can't
all of
get
the
that
yelling that I do, it's the majority of it is, I want to say, player error for not completely fully understanding the game's mechanics at the time. Like the handful of times that I actually did get jumped by goblins or whatever, I was still kind of learning the game. Now I'll be damned if that happens. You know what I mean? Like now that I know how the game plays, you ain't gonna push me in the corner and fuck me up. I'm gonna beat your ass before you can do that. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that being said, since most of my like all out negative things are, I believe, to be player error, respectfully, I would rate the game an 8.5. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Yes, there are things that I believe that Capcom could fix, and they're working on some things. Players have given feedback, they're working on some things. I would give it a 9 if there was not, and I didn't talk about this, I would give it a 9 if there were no microtransactions. I really don't like that there's microtransactions like there are in a single player game. I don't think that you should have the ability to spend money to buy a port crystal. You know what I mean? Or spend money to buy a Wakestone shard. Like, just they're out there. They're in the game. We find them all the time. Me and Black just playing. I haven't spent a single dime besides buying the game itself.
Right.
So I don't microtransactions in a game like this, I don't think are necessary.
Yeah, it's the dumbest shit. That shit is dumb. That shit is dumb.
So me personally, I would say 8.5. I am gonna pull up the patch notes, and while I'm pulling up the patch notes, you guys can talk about what you want to talk about real quick. I'm gonna get this pulled up.
Yeah. I mean, damn if they do, damn if they don't with the microtransactions. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me, I'm not gonna me. I understand what you're saying completely, and if we both agree that microtransactions are stupid as shit, dumb as fuck. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't take any points away from the game because like you said, the things that you can buy are in the game. So me, if I can go get it in the game, and I wouldn't say it's not easy to get certain shit. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? Just go look. You know that there's people that sells it in game currency. You know what I'm saying? Like you can go find it, you can go do XYZ. So why the fuck would I spend 199 or 299 to get an additional this when there's methods of getting it in the game and it's not egregiously hard or a fucking
Right.
a 55th Street puzzle. You know what I'm saying? It's just go out there, play the game, you run into shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll find it. I gotten shit just doing side quests. I've gotten shit that's like people paid $4 for. And I think that is greedy on a game developer level. You know what I'm saying? But I won't take any points away from the game based off of that. But it is something I would not be mad at somebody for saying I'm taking points away for that because it's stupid as fuck, and I think that breaks immersion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's not even like a part of the actual gameplay, but it is a part of the game. And you fuck up immersion when somebody looks at a game and they want to buy it, and then it's like they get inconvenienced a little bit and they can just go to a fucking web page or Steam or PlayStation Store and buy a easy way into a game like this where it's not designed to be like that. It's
Right.
not. It doesn't even fit the schematic of the game. It's stupid. You know what I mean? It's just dumb. Like it doesn't make sense. And I think that it was a greedy and selfish thing to do. And I think that that's why they didn't take the little bit of time to figure out how to fucking stop making people slip and slope and fucking run down
Slip
a
and
hill
slope.
normal speed. But you got microtransactions. See, now you're making me think about taking the goddamn point off because you got details about microtransactions. Oh, you set
That's what
that
I
up
said,
perfect.
bro. That's what I
Yeah,
said, bro.
yeah, you set that microtransaction up perfect. But if I'm running downhill from a hobgoblin, bitch, I'm running regular speed, leaning back and shit. That's stupid. But you damn sure got that 299 for a fairy stone in that bitch though.
Hell yeah, they do.
Come on, man.
299 for
Don't
a
do
pair of
shit like
stuff.
that, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? We've been waiting on this game, like real ones, that really been around.
I think
And
it's mainly
you
just
know
you
what I
and me
mean?
in the podcast Black. I think it's mainly you and me that played the first one like back when it
Yeah.
released.
Played the
So
fuck out that
yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? And these things are things that y'all missed these are things that were in the first game. You run downhill in the
Mm-hmm.
first game, you're flying. You
Mm-hmm.
run uphill, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna run a little bit slower and it's gonna consume a little bit more stamina, but you're not fucking light jogging like you about to pull over and tie your shoelaces. You know what I'm saying? You're not running
Yeah.
that slow. You know what I'm saying? You moving still, you just burn a little bit more stamina. You know what I mean? And that's how did you have it in the first and then miss, make a little minor mishap and miss that in the second, but then drop microtransaction? Come on now.
All right,
Come on.
so I have the patch notes here. The patch notes for Dragon's Dogma 2 have been revealed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam users. The developers plan to allow the initiation of a new game on existing save data and increase the availability of Art of Metamorphosis items from 1 in the store to 99 at Pawn Guilds. Additionally, the updates will make it possible to acquire a personal dwelling earlier in the game. Alongside these cross-platform enhancements, there will be general text and bug fixes specific to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Players will be given the option to toggle motion blur and ray tracing within the game settings, and to adjust the frame rate settings to either variable or a maximum of 30 FPS. For Steam users, improvements will focus on the visual aspects when DLSS super resolution is active and rectify an issue where certain models appeared in low quality under specific conditions. So,
That's it.
for those of us that know, I kind of read the patch notes.
Okay.
You can buy houses in the game, but you can't. As of right now, you can't get them until a little bit into the game. But according to the patch notes, they're making it so earlier on in the game you can purchase a house. Along with purchasing the houses, there are these items called Art of Metamorphosis, what they do is they give you the ability to change your pawn's actions and vocal patterns and everything. The way that your pawn behaves, they give you the ability to change them. And normally, if you go to a pawn guild, there's only one in the store. You can only buy one, but they're making it so that in the store there's 99, so you can buy them in bulk instead of just buying one and waiting for the store to restock in like 5 days. Sleep for 5 days and go back and buy another one. Like, it's just kind of weird. The main thing that I do like that they are adding is the fact that is new game, not new game plus. The new game plus is already in the game. They're adding new game. So right now, when you if you have an existing game, if you created a character and you started a game and it already saved and you're going, if you cut the game off and then turn the game back on, there is no option to start a new game. The only options in the main menu after you've already created a character are load game, quit game. That's it. It's load game from rest, from last rest, and quit game. That's it. So they're actually adding the ability in the main menu for you to start a new game.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I summoned my wifey.
Head ass.
You know what they should do with these microtransactions? I can't get this out of my goddamn head.
Yeah, you good?
What
I'm
they
pretty
need
much
to-
done here. What's up?
What they need to do with these microtransactions, right? Instead of
What's
doing
up?
shit like, you can get fairy stones and then port crystals. Instead of doing that dumb shit, why don't you make them? If you're gonna do microtransactions, do it right. Make microtransactions where you can have another character. See what I'm saying? Make people pay $2 with the ability to create a new save with another character.
Oh,
Right.
I see what you're saying. I see.
Right? Why not do that instead of fucking doing some port crystals and this and cosmetic and I hate that shit. Make it to where you pay an extra $2 for Capcom to allow you to have another save file. You know what I mean? So you can have two characters, you know what I mean, with two different pawns, and you can kind of get creative, you know what I mean? Like, I would appreciate that more. And, and with these prices of games now, it should be free anyway. But I'm just saying, if you're going to put microtransactions in there, do it fucking right. Give me an extra save file. Give me some shit that's important. Not no fucking fairy stone.
Fairy stone and port crystal.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't like that either. Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
No.
We all good here? Sin, how you enjoying the game so far? I see you back. You finally out of character creation. Oh, you just left character. Hey, it's time for you to actually start playing.
Yeah.
Bro. I'll ask you again next week.
It's been a journey.
Yeah,
It's been a journey. Character customization.
That boy been in character customization for about 2 hours because you were in character customization well before we started the podcast, and we're an hour and 8 minutes in now.
I was like, when I first made my character, I was like, yeah, I finally got that done and over with. And then I was like, oh no, they're gonna let me customize the pawn too?
Yeah. That's what it was. That's why Black and I were so happy. A week before the game release, they actually released that. It was like they called it a demo, but it wasn't a demo. If you downloaded it, it was character creation, so you could create your character before the game dropped.
Yeah,
you can create your character and your pawn before the game dropped. So we spent a lot of time in there. Yeah. I ain't got nothing else. I'm glad everybody's enjoying the game. I'm glad everybody gave their thoughts on the game, their likes and dislikes. But it seems generally everybody is enjoying the game, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would say it's good, really, really good, and I think that it's in the #1 spot for game of the year right now. I do believe that.
That's interesting because the other day you said that there's a possibility Dragon's Dogma doesn't get game of the year because of Helldivers.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, for sure. Only because of because I enjoy both games. I do. I really enjoy both games, but the reason why I state that is because Helldivers has such a fucking big fan base, and it just blew up because it's a meme game. You can create this whole democracy mentality, and really get in there and have a fucking blast. You know what I mean? With friends, and just no one's seen it coming. You know what I mean? Right. And it been received so well that it has, I want to say 300-something thousand on Steam, dog. That's that's ridiculous.
Concurrent. That's on a daily basis. There's 300,000
right.
players.
Right. And the game only came out what, a few months ago? You
I
know what
think
I mean?
last
And
month, I believe.
yeah, last month or 2 months ago, something like that. And Baldur's Gate has what been out since what, last August. And Baldur's it has the same
Yeah.
amount of reviews as Baldur's Gate. And Baldur's Gate
Right.
won
You
Game of the
did
Year
say that.
last year.
You did say
You know what
that.
I'm saying? So you got to take that into account. I do believe Dragon's Dogma is the better game, but based off the fan base, and what people consider to be fun, because that game you can
Mm-hmm.
just
We
fuck
we kind of
around.
went we kind of went over
Yeah,
that with the anime
yeah.
thing. It turns into a whole pop culture thing when with these
It's a
award
pop
shows.
culture thing. 100%. It's a pop culture thing. I've seen like little snippets of people making like videos and talking shit. Like making like little snippets. Oh, well, what if no, we are only here for the oil and we don't need to be here? And then everybody shoots them in Helldivers. It's funny, and it's like 300,000 views, 600,000 views on these. You know what I mean? Like snippets of Helldivers, and that's why I say that it. But if we're talking about the actual game, Dragon's Dogma is the superior game. It's it's not even close. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it's not even close, but depending on your liking. But it's definitely the better game. It's definitely a better game, in my opinion. So,
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
yeah.
I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna call it. Hey, I appreciate everybody for being here. Want to thank everybody for showing up this week.
You already know, big dog. Yep.
Davis, welcome to the conglomerate of Elevated Minds.
Thank you.
This is your first time. We hope to have you back again soon. Did you enjoy your time here?
I did, yes.
Hey, and not once did Davis cuss anybody out. You know what I mean? That was good.
That's crazy.
That's a bar.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
That's a bar.
Sin, you go ahead and enjoy your game. All right.
I'm also going to be playing this all night and tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
for
gonna jump
sure.
on myself in a minute.
Oh yeah, I'm on. You already know I'm on.
But for now, for all of our listeners out there, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, or watching this on YouTube, we appreciate your patronage. And for always tuning in. We love all of our listeners and all of our viewers.
That's a
and
bar.
we hope that we will see you again next week.
That's a bar.
Yes.
Flex on it. Yeah.
Later, y'all.